In accepting God's purpose and plan for my life, I must be able to appreciate the journey of my faith. This journey of my faith takes me from my testimony, which is the initial acceptance of Christ in my life and asking for forgiveness of my sins, and also my journey through recovery, which is those faith crisis moments that have come to challenge my faith, but gives me the ability. My first journey begins at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Dayton, Ohio, where I accepted the call of Christ into my life at an early age. Though I accepted him, I did not acknowledge that he forgave me of my sins, nor did I know what sins were. I watched my father and my mother both participate in services in church. And while my dad did preach spirituality, at home he challenged us that our obligation to the church was more greater than a spiritual relationship with God. So throughout my adolescence and throughout my teen years, I struggled with my sinful condition in virtually every aspect of my life. It's amazing because the goal of society is to surround us with every form of cultural diversion to prevent us from seeing what really is. After attending and graduating from the nation's largest and only non-denominational school at the time, I went to Central State University, and there at Central State University, my life continued to spiral out of control. I left Central State in 1999 and went to American Baptist College. And though it wasn't at American Baptist College, it was on a trip back home to Dayton, Ohio, that I met up with some of my friends from Central State. And one of my friends challenged me with the verse that you see right there, Romans, the first chapter, verse 28. And he asked me, how long will I live a life as though I was saved, but still sinning in a sinful condition? It is society's goal to surround us with every aspect of everything that's going well, while blocking our true vision of what we are and who we could be in Christ. The intent of spiritual formation is to change, but that change must come through a willingness to trust in God and depend on God. I had to go through those challenges myself. Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, verses 5 through 6, gave me a challenge to trust in God with all my heart and lean not to thy own understanding. What a challenge it was to live a life as though I know what's right for me. Then it came the choice in all my ways, the ways that I think is right. In all my ways, I have a chance to acknowledge him, and he will direct my path. The intent of my spiritual formation came with me making that choice and deciding to allow God to direct me in the right way. And with the intent, God provided the means through spiritual friendships and family and church. To the question of who did God use to shape your life, my life, and faith, it was my family, it was my mother, my father, it was my friends, my church family. True Christian formation is the result of personal relationships. Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter, verse 9, it takes more than just one person. The recovery part of my faith story, through the crisis of my faith. At the age of 27, I started pastoring a church and became responsible for over 500 souls. And also, after 3 years of pastoring, I decided to get married. My faith was in crisis. A lot of times, life will bring both predictable and unpredictable pains, and oftentimes it's those pains that we don't see, according to Solomon in the 18th chapter of Proverbs, It's those pains we don't see that gives us the most trouble. When I had my first daughter, I felt that my life and my purpose was going spiraling out of control. My spirituality so began to severely just become reprobated. But I come to understand and accept, not only does God love us, but God is love. How faithful God is, that in spite of my faults and my crisis of my faith, my formation spiritually occurred because of his faithfulness and nothing that I've done.